Hi, this is a real quick video on how to replace a rear ABS sensor on one of these. 2008 odd era Honda Civic. This is the 2.2 litre diesel, but this probably applies to all models, to be honest. The Type R, FN2, 1.4, 1.6 petrol, whatever they are, they're all very likely the same. So if your car looks like this, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear ABS sensor. So first, you're going to need to purchase a rear ABS sensor, which looks like this. This is the part number that I have for this particular model. This was just off eBay and maybe cost 15 quid or so. I'll show you quickly how to know if you have an ABS problem. So upon getting in the vehicle and turning ignition on, you should see these warnings. Or will we? Do we need to, oh there we go, ABS, and then we should also get VSA, so the Vehicle Stability Assistance, or whatever it is, it's your traction control basically. If it has an ABS problem, it can't control your traction with pulsing the ABS in whichever corner it needs to, so it turns off the traction control. So what we did is we accessed our OBD port, which is under the dash, just here, just see it there. And pulled in a favour from a friend who's got a very good diagnostics computer, one that can access ABS modules, and that will tell you exactly what the problem is. It may also have historic data on it though, so you want to clear all codes and then cycle the ignition and read again and see what codes remain, and then that's very likely your current fault. Also, you've got the option to read live data. So I could see reading the live data, selecting all four corners, that the left rear on this vehicle was reading 0 miles per hour. So that tells us that the sensor is likely bad. Could be a wiring problem between the sensor and the front of the car, but it's very likely just the sensor. So now that we know it's that sensor, let's show you how easy it is and show you how you can change it yourself and save a few quid by doing it at home. So as with most Hondas, you're a 19mm for the wheel nuts. I'm going to just loosen off the locking wheel nut first, because you don't want to buzz that. There we go, in fact we can just take that off. I'm going to jack the car up and just buzz the wheels off. Let's get an axle stand under it. Okay, got the jack under the rear axle on this, so let's get the wheel off. Oh, wrong way. And now we have a seat. Oh! So here we have our ABS cable. We have our plug in the back, little clip, retaining clip holding the loom on there, a second one here, and a third here, so this loops around and back in to here, where we have a very, very questionable looking bolt. The head of that does not look good. So I'm going to do my best to lube that up, break off any rust, any loose rust, and try and get a socket on that. So if you can see here, I've tried to clean it up a little bit. You can see right here what looks like it used to be a 10mm. I'm not sure we're gonna get a 10mm to catch on that today, but we'll give it a try. So we'll get a 10mm and just tap it on with a hammer, see how we go. Sorry, I'm wearing these big bulky gloves, makes it hard for you to see. But yeah, that definitely was a 10mm at some point. I feel. See if we can just persuade it on with the hammer. Okay, we're getting there. Maybe there is a 10mm there after all, and it's just covered in kind of rust build-up. Oh, that's actually probably gonna get there, by the way, if we just tap it in a little more. And then if we get really lucky with it actually turning out of the hub, we'll be golden. Oh, damn it. Really quite ashamed that they don't give you a new bolt with this kit, because you really could use one, let's be honest. So I'm going to give it an attempt with the quarter drive. See if we can get on it in just enough. Sorry, you can't quite see yet. No, 10 is not good, so let's try a 9. This could, I mean, I could be wrong, this could have been an 8mm originally. But there could just be quite a lot of build up on it. It would be good to have space to beat this on properly. Right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Now our next challenge is actually separating this sensor from the hub. So this wire comes right through to the other side for the ABS ring, and it will be very well sealed against this hub now after all these years. So let's see if we can just get a little bit of a wiggle on it. It is quite hard plastic, but let's just see if we can clean off the rust around it. Okay, there's a little bit of wiggle there. Okay, it's gently, you don't want to snap the whole thing. Oh, something in my mouth. Give it a little wiggle. Just moving around, trying to get around that probe that goes through, right through the hub. Let's help it out with some lube. Oh, no, I don't think we're getting the whole thing. Yep, look, separated from the sensor. Spot on. That's a bad day. That's a really bad day. So truth be told, we're back here 2 weeks later. We ran out of light the other day and we ran into problems, so that's why I put this stuff up, so that you know exactly what can go wrong and what to expect before you even take the wheel off. So the ABS sensor's stuck in the hub. It's common for these to break off. I was hoping I'd be careful and it would come out with the tab, the retaining tab, but it broke. Happens all the time. Bit easier to fix on the fronts because you've got a bit more access. I tried to punch this out from the back without, I was trying everything I could do to avoid taking the caliper carrier and disc off, and this is why, because here is the retaining screws for the disc and they are a nightmare to get out. These are number 3 Phillips usually, and they get stuck. So started drilling these out, and was hoping I could just drill the head off, but I couldn't. I don't know if I've just not got a big enough drill bit or what. So we went with punch. If you punch a hole, or if you punch a little rut in the side here, you can get enough purchase on it to punch it round. And these are now both loose, so now we can carry on getting the caliper, carrier and disc off, and that should give us access to punch out that what's left of the sensor from the outside. Okay, so we got the disc off. Took a little bit of persuading. I used a hammer because I'm actually replacing these discs anyway, because I've got a groove in the disc on the other side and it's knackered, so I'm actually doing discs and pads at the same time today. But that's not what we're doing here. We're talking about this ABS sensor. So with the disc off, you can see we have access through this hub here, or spindle, whatever you want to call it, and here is what's left of the ABS sensor. Now this did protrude out and, you know, sat just above the ABS ring there, but I tried everything, melting it, burning it, everything I could the other day to try and get it out without getting to this point. So now we should have a clear angle of attack to try and punch that out with something. It's really hard to see here where sensor begins and metal ends, or, you know, said that wrong, but you know what I mean. Everything just looks the same. It's all crap. Oh, I just hit my knee. Well, there we go. It's out. Here's what's left of it. So that is the little section. Actually, it would be longer than that because it was protruding out onto the ABS ring there, but that gets stuck in this hub. As you can see, after 100,000 miles, these things look absolutely terrible. These Hondas just do not age well. I actually worked on these when they were new in the UK, and they just don't come undersealed at all from Japan, basically. You've got like a bit of underseal above like the fuel tank and maybe the exhaust, and the rest is just like primered metal. And you've got a wee bit of underseal in the wheel arches here, but nowhere near enough. So yep, gives you problems like this. So I'm going to try and clean that up a little bit and slip in the new sensor. Right, so let's slip in the new sensor. She's a tight fit. Give it some liquid help. That does not want to go in too easily. I know working with these gloves is not ideal, but I only do this to try and not get my camera very dirty. Okay. Little adjustment. Is she started? Is she started? Yeah, I'd say that's started now. Sorry, going to block your view while I tighten this up. Because I'm really having to hold this socket on to this rounded bolt. There we go. I think that actually drew the sensor in a little bit there, maybe. So now we just copy the routing of the existing sensor wiring, plug it in at the back here, and then job's a good one. So thanks guys, I'm going to carry on and put my disc back on, and my new disc and my pads that I was planning on doing today anyway. So hope this helps somebody out there. If not, I'd appreciate just subscribe anyway, you know, it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out. So thanks very much guys, see you in the next one.